Nalazimo se u dućanu Sedma planeta. Sva ova roba je iz Ugande, iz Afrike. Ovo je prvi fair trade dućan u Hrvatskoj, kojeg smo otvorili sestra i ja. Moja sestra Mirela živi u Ugandi već 1,5 godine i ovo je način kako smo mogli najbolje pomoći lokalnom stanovništvu, najviše ženama koje izrađuju naše proizvode. Naš glavni proizvod je nakit koji je od recikliranog papira. Dakle, s jedne strane ekološki proizvod, a s druge strane način kako možemo pomoći najsiromašnijem stanovništvu u Ugandi.
Tu smo sad u lokalnoj organizaciji New Life in Africa. Ja sam njih otkrila srećom prije nekoliko mjeseci i počela surađivati s njima. Oni postoje već nekoliko godina i pokrenuli su mnoge projekte koji su bili na dobrobit u lokalnoj zajednici, a između ostalog izrađuju i ove ogrlice od recikliranog papira. I zajednički smo počeli raditi na mnogim drugim projektima koji će ljudima ovdje u zajednici omogućiti da svojim radom zarađuju za vlastiti život. Radi se o tome da je tu većina izbjeglica došla sa sjevera Ugande, koji su ostali bez domova, često i bez cijelih obitelji. I tu na jednom brdu, koji ćemo sad ići razgledati, su sagradili nove, vrlo jednostavne domove i praktički nisu imali od čega živjeti.
There are over 3,000 people living in this place, and most of the activities they are doing to earn a living. Most of them they do stone quarry as a way of earning a living. They make paper beads, and some like Christine, she's earning a living on making local brew. Local brew, that is waraji distillation. So this is why this place is called Asholi Quarters.
Većina njih nije našla nikakav posao i nekako životari iz dana u dan. Većina ih ima po 6, 7, 8 djece u familiji i čak su morali uzeti familiju od rodbine koja je bila praktički cijela često ubijena od strane te takozvane Lord Resistance Army koje te cijele nerade na sjeveru Ugande isprovocirale.
The condition here is mostly hygienic. There is no proper place for disposing the rubbish. The latrines are inadequate, and also there's water shortage, and the health facilities is a big problem here.
Life is hard because actually we are lacking what to be done to push life. So that's why you see me the way you see.
95% of the population here are the Asholis.
The people whom we're working with are mainly from the north of Uganda, where war has been for the past 20-something years. They've been here as displaced. We call it an IDP camp, internally displaced people's camp. And they've been living here, some of them for the past 20 years actually. I've been in this work for the past 9 years. That's when I was officially working with the organization. But I started it bit by bit by myself, by having small children, taking care of smaller children in my house. That has been my personal passion. I've been working, trying through friends and relatives to get children who are orphaned or they've been abandoned by the people who are running away or their parents would have been killed, try and take care of them. And now I have more than 10 children whom I'm taking care of and bring them up and keep them and try to send them to school, feed them and do this.
Most of them, they don't go to school because there is lack of school fees. Every parent is crying of school fees because since somebody cannot even afford a meal, people struggle to get what they can eat. So school fees now become something as a luxury, not something essential, and yet everybody needs to go to school. So if there was a chance for them to get school fees, then everybody would be at school, but they cannot afford most of them.
Ove žene oko mene, one izrađuju ove ogrlice od recikliranog papira. To je jedan tim od jedno 10 do 12 žena koje su se praktički specijalizirale na te ogrlice.
Izrađuje ga sada već 30-ak žena iz slumova glavnog grada Ugande, dakle Kampale. To su sitne trakice koje se, dakle posteri i plakati se režu u trake i onda se čisto ručnim radom mota u ovakve ogrlice. One nisu bojane, dakle to su boje koje su već postojane na nekom od papira. I za nas je taj nakit, ajmo reći, ili za mene kada sam prvi puta vidjela taj nakit, bilo stvarno fascinantno da to može nastati u uvjetima u kojima oni žive i da mogu napraviti ovakve lijepe kreacije.
Uglavnom su sve žene, od par žena koje se brinu o tome da subotom, na primjer, organiziraju kreativan dan za djecu, gdje će jedno 40 do 50 djece dobiti mogućnost crtati, kreativno se izražavati, plesati, pjevati, jednostavno malo pustiti mozak na paš od svakodnevnih problema i dobiti mogućnost na jedan totalno kreativan način doživjeti sebe. Naravno, sve ovisi o prodaju u Hrvatskoj, ali pošto sad imamo već dućane u Zagrebu i u Zadru, ljudi su prepoznali proizvod, prepoznali su naše namjere i na neki način sam sretna da sam im uspjela omogućiti to tržište. Nadam se da će se to i dalje tako razvijati.
Imamo jako puno poklonika, mogu reći sa srećom onako već stalnih kupaca koji su dakle i prepoznali fair trade kao, ajmo reći, novi koncept u Hrvatskoj. Dakle, do sada se nisu upoznali sa takvim načinom rada. Sad neki ljudi prepoznaju nakit kao ekološki i kao način da pomognu nekome iz Ugande, a nekima se zaista samo sviđa način izrade, nisu se do sad susretali s nakitom od papira. Jel? A sa druge strane, naravno da je Afrika za njih malo egzotika, tako da ulaze u dućan, gledaju proizvode, zanima ih više ne samo o proizvodima, već o Africi, kako ljudi dolje žive, kakva je kultura afrička, zanimaju se za muziku i slično, tako da smo stvarno sretni. Ovaj nakit za nas je puno više od nakita, jer ga rade stvarne osobe i zato što znamo da najviše pomažemo ljudima prodajom tog nakita.
Pa dobro, ja sam sad u Kampali već nepune 2 godine. Na početku je bio kulturni šok, moram priznat. Ali kako vrijeme prolazi, čovjek vidi drugu stranu medalje. Isto vidi da on nije sve što se očima vidi, što čovjek misli da je siromaštvo, to nije sve siromaštvo. Način života je drugačiji jednostavno i počela sam cijeniti puno stvari u ovom načinu života. Isto tako i ne pokušavam sve promijeniti, ne pokušavam svakoga promijeniti, nego jednostavno dopustiti ljudima da pronađu svoj vlastiti put iz svog siromaštva, kako god oni taj put definirali. Grad je relativno velik, ima 2 milijuna stanovnika, vrlo je kaotičan, puno stvari se odvija na cesti. Ceste isto nisu u najboljem stanju, auta ima previše, odnosno ima auta više nego što ima nekakve infrastrukture za njih, jer ima samo nekoliko velikih prometnica koje dobro povezuju različite dijelove grada. I još puno ima recimo kamiona, starih automobila i tako po gradu. U principu život u Kampali je vrlo zanimljiv. Uglavnom, u gradu se uvijek nešto događa, uvijek ima nekakvih koncerata. I stječe se možda dojam da se ljudi još malo više druže nego u Europi, recimo.
Do you know where we are? Namuongo stage. Here I'm working like a auto pair. I'm driving taxi. I like my job. because it can feed me, taking students, taking school to the children to the school, different like caring my family, like that. Yeah, we are working here together, very many people. There is conductors, drivers, guides.
My job is good. We sell all pineapple. We don't know English, you know, for Uganda.
Kampala, our work is very good, but there is some little problems. The jam and traffic officers sometimes our vehicles are not all in that good condition. So that's the problem we try to get.
Jedna od glavnih boljki u Ugande što se infrastrukture tiče su ceste i tu moramo otvoreno reći da u zemlji ima jako puno korupcije jer je puno već novaca od raznih međunarodnih organizacija poslano u svrhu izgradnje ceste i poboljšanje tih cesta, ali i sami Uganđani kažu da je vjerojatno puno tog novaca završilo u džepovima korumpiranih političara i raznih drugih ljudi.
People are crying for money, we don't know where the money goes. So I can't say that it's bad on my side but deeper in the government I don't know what is taking place. Maybe they're cheating each other or what, because some people they are complaining or Museveni this, and some they say, oh, it's very nice, we are fine, we have everything. But some they could complain, like people in the village, of course they complain because they have to dig to get, you know, what to eat. But here in Kampala you have to work.
You cannot rely on taxi money and get school fees and whatever.
I hear that some other countries they send money to our government to help us, but no one knows where that money is. Or they are in the president's hands or to the secretaries or what, we don't know. So I'm not sure about that.
It's a road that we must play.
Dakle, Museveni je na vlasti ipak već 24 godine i naravno opozicija u Ugandi koliko god je slaba, a i mnogo ljudi jednostavno iz naroda smatraju da je zaista vrijeme da ode, da prepusti vodstvo države novim ljudima.
We don't know who's next. We don't know either our president is going to be back. We don't know, maybe someone else is going to rule, so it will depend. But I think maybe it will change if we get a new president, I think.
Ali je problem kao i u većini afričkih zemalja da opozicija nije dovoljno organizirana, da nema jednu snažnu osobu kao što je Museveni. Izgleda da će, nažalost, predsjednik Museveni u veljači sljedeće godine, kad su sljedeći izbori, opet ostati na vlasti.
There are people who he has good relationships with in the Jolly Land. He has people who support him. But according to what has taken place all these 20 or something years, and living in the camp has made people develop a kind of hatred for the current government. The real war started really in 1986 when the current government took over. At the beginning of it, people thought it was the government who were killing people, because I physically witnessed one where a few people were burnt in the house because the rebels passed through their village and they were thought to have been helping and assisting them. So the government troops came and killed all of them. When they saw the government army starting to kill them, they were running away, they thought their refuge could be the Koine people, and they had to put trust in them. thinking they were going to help them, defend them from the killings that was taking place. They would come to ask for food, for water, for such other things. But then it was looking very bad to the government side that when they come, pick or snatch something from you, they think that you are supporting them. So that is the reason why they thought that Choli people were supporting the Koiny people. At the end of it, when people started running to the government side, the rebels thought they had no more support. So when they meet you and you're trying to go to the government side, of course you were killed. At the moment, looks like things are a bit calm and people are trying to go back home. They are resettling actually. Though we still hear that Koiny somewhere is in the Congo, is trying to come back in one way or the other. So people are not yet fully settled in their hearts due to all these up and down that they've been moving for the past 20-something years. They still feel that he will come back one time. So they don't put all their trust in the homes that they're building.
U Kampali ima vrlo lijepih kuća, znači ima jedan određeni broj ljudi koji su na neki način bogati, a ima isto, ja mislim, većeg siromaštva nego što ga ima negdje možda na selima u Ugandi. A s druge strane, da, postoji dosta organizacija koje pomažu, iako je naš pristup nije taj da praktički bezrezervno dajemo, da skupljamo, na primjer, novce, odjeću ili bilo šta i dajemo tim ljudima, jer smatram, živjeći u ovoj zemlji 2 godine, i pričajući s mnogim lokalnim ljudima koji su tu nešto postigli, da jednostavno budućnost Afrike nije u humanitarnoj pomoći, nego zaista dati tim ljudima znanje i motivaciju i možda malo sredstava da oni sami sebe pokrenu, otvore možda vlastiti posao i tako malo po malo počnu zarađivati vlastiti novac i uspostave nekakve odnose sa tržištima, što u zemlji, što van zemlje isto.
Business is good and working Mirela is also good because it has made a lot of improvement in our life with my family. My plans is to first support my family, pay for my kids' school fees, and also develop my work.
Hello, Sharif. No, it's okay. You wanted to come to me. Oh, you like my glasses, huh?
It is quality. Yeah, I trust myself because I make them carefully. We kept on bringing new styles time by time, and we shall also bring other styles, more styles. And now we are about to finish paying the land title. Then after, we shall continue finishing our house.
I cannot live without you.
40-50 žena, od kojih je jedno 10-12 uključeno u izrađivanje nakita. Oni svi žive ovdje. Jennifer je jedna mlada žena od 23 godine koja ima samo 2 djece, bez muža, ostala je trudna u školi. Muž je morao pobjeći zbog toga što prema zakonu Ugande, ako muškarac začne dijete sa djevojkom koja je još u školi, može otići u zatvor. Dakle, on je pobjegao i od tada mu se izgubio svaki trag i vjerojatno ona sumnja da će ga više ikada vidjeti. U principu ga ni ne traži više, nego gleda da nastavi normalan život i da nađe načina kako da prehrani sebe i svoju djecu. So where did you come from actually when you came to Kampala?
I actually came from northern Uganda in a district called Kitgum district.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So and why did you come? Like what was the motivation for you to come?
The reason why I came here in Kampala because in 2003, from 96 to 2003, there has been a serious war whereby most of our parents, we lost them in there. sisters, brothers, and some other relatives. So the condition forced us to move from there to come at least in Kampala. I actually followed my sister because my sister was already here. When I was in the village, I had stopped in senior 4. When I came here, I had to continue until senior 6.
Oh, great. So
but I didn't finish senior 6.
So are you planning to finish it one day?
I'm planning to finish it and get a course so that I can support the 2 children I'm having.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm still just making the paper beads to rent the house, to take care of my kid when she's sick and for food actually.
Okay.
Afrika je na mene ostavila jako dubok dojam. Ljudi su predivni, upoznala sam, mogu reći, jako dobre prijatelje tamo. I preporučila bi svakom da ode zato što su po meni Afrikanci puno više u doticaju sa životom nego što smo mi. Puno više je smijeha, iako čovjek ne bi vjerovao s obzirom na uslove života koje su tamo puno gore nego u Hrvatskoj. Ali Afrika je jedno posebno mjesto. Ono, ne samo radi ljudi, cijelo okruženje, cijeli taj život na ulicama, muzika koja se čuje na svakom koraku i ljudi koji su zaista pristupačni.
It's how I communicate.
All this coming together because of Bead by Bead, and I think they're really supporting Ugandan culture and Ugandan art. Like when I met Mirella and she told me all the things she's doing and who she's cooperating with, I just thought, wow, the least I can do is be a part of what she does and just tag along in her caravan, because I think it's a beautiful thing she's doing to expose us all over to the world and in everything we do. I like to say I sing about life. I don't focus on just singing about the life in camp. I sing about everything that I feel like affects people in day-to-day life, and not just in Uganda, but all over the world. As long as it does affect the people around me and it changes them for the better, then I'd love to sing about it.
So let's join our hands in harmony. I will sing.
I use my music to reach the youth and to show them an example that even though I might be influential or a role model and I might be in the public eye, but through my life and living as an example, they can learn from me and learn to cherish what they hold dear to their hearts. So I try to use music to educate people about how to improve their lifestyles. I love life in Kampala. In the beginning, I thought it was quite a big struggle. But when you do get to travel and see how everyone is living elsewhere, you start to be more proud about your Uganda. And I personally love Kampala to death. I love Uganda like crazy. I think every country has these struggles, and it's a working process, a growing process, that things get better.
The future to me is very bright, and together with Mirella, I feel really very happy because for the past 6 months, it has been a big change in our life in Africa here. We've been working hand in hand. She has brought new hope to us, and we feel that in the next 4 years, we are going to have a very big organization again, together with her.
As Ugandans, that we are friendly, we are good people.
I'm an independent businesswoman.
If maybe God help us, then it will be better. That is my dream.
Kampala, I love it.